Good morning, my friends. I hope you have your coffee or tea, or if you're on the East Coast, you may have transitioned over to water already, which in that case, good for you, because I'm trying to do better on my water. If you are watching the replay and you don't like a lot of chatter, honestly, chatter is my favorite part of Coffee and a Card because I get to catch up with my friends. But if that's not for you and you just want to get right to the project, I recommend that tomorrow you go over to my YouTube channel and I edit this video after we're done, and then I upload it tomorrow morning so that I get straight to the project and you don't have to sit through the chatter. So that's totally up to you. But for those of you like me that love the chatter, welcome, because I love it too. So okay, my friends, I am going to turn my camera over and turn on some lights because it is so cloudy. And let's see if we can get a little bit more light on the subject here. I don't know, that almost makes it look like it's glaring. Let me hold up my stamp. This is, I have trouble. Can you tell? Because it's backwards, so I want to turn it the other way. But we are going to be using the Natural Artistry Stamp Set. There are no dies, but this is what's known as a Distinktive stamp set, which means I think I've said this before, I buy every single Distinktive stamp set that Stampin' Up puts out because I just think they're gorgeous and they do all the work for me. See, I'm lazy. So for me, this is like the kind of stamp set because the way the stamp is made, it already has the shading done for you. So it takes very little work to make this look like you spent hours on this card. And my friends, that is my favorite kind of stamp set. Today I'm doing the Peacock, but I have future cards coming using this really gorgeous seahorse, perfect for a gal that used to do the ferry ride from Mukilteo to Whidbey Island all the time. Mukilteo has a lot of seahorse things there. And this gorgeous flower. And I like the sentiments too. Okay, let's get started. I am using a Night of Navy card base, and I am pairing that with, other than white, I am pairing that with the new Golden Glow. Isn't that cool? It's just a very subtle color. I always joke, if you want to know what's going to be the most popular in color or new color for the year, ask me what my least favorite color is, and that will become the most popular color. And I got to tell you, I don't know that it'll become the most popular because I am not alone in how many of us love Hydrangea Hue, which is also a new in color. But this has quickly grown on me. This is my least favorite color, and I find myself reaching for Golden Glow all the time. So this is rapidly becoming my second favorite color. So we're going to start with the inside of the card. And I'm not going to do anything really fancy. I'm just going to take Night of Navy. And I'm going to take this little leaf thingy. I pulled the wrong stamp. There we go. And I'm just going to stamp it off here in Night of Navy, stamp it again, and stamp it again. And see how pretty that stamp is just by itself? You probably can't. Let me get up closer and try not to blur. Okay, stop blurring. Nope, not going to do it. And I'm just going to glue this into the card base. This is for those of you like me who like to write inside their cards. My friends, if you're going to make a card, please send it and send somebody some sunshine in their mailbox. That's for me what card making is all about. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because I'm trying to keep this card super simple. Now I have to find my speckle stamp. I'm going to go ahead, and that's what this stamp looks like. It's just a simple speckle stamp. More coffee, please. I think this is probably what you could use for sand for the seahorse, but I'm wanting to keep this card super duper simple. Remember, I said it was a busy bee card. So what I want to do is just add a little bit of interest instead of an embossing folder. If you have a favorite embossing folder, you could definitely do that too. But this just adds a little interest along the bottom, and I just really need it on these 3 sides, okay? And you'll see why in a minute. Let me leave that pad out. And then what I'm gonna do, and I've got a lamp right in my face. So let's see, I'm trying to have this up high enough so you could see it. Let's see if I could stamp this straight. I don't know, I'm gonna have to put it down a little bit, friends, because I am looking right into a light. And I wanna make sure, here we go. As you guys know, Barb can't do white on white. Let's try it again. I love this sentiment. Oh, I hope it's straight. Be your own kind of beautiful. Isn't that an awesome sentiment? Ugh. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp the peacock. And I will try not to do what I always do when I stamp this stamp, which is gasp at how beautiful it is. So I'm going to stamp it right about here. Oh, you guys, I think this image is so gorgeous. And you're going to see what I mean by Distinktive Stamp Set. See how all the shading is already done for you? I mean, I think you could leave this card just like that and it would be beautiful. And now what I'm going to do, it comes with this little branchy thing. And this is how I'm going to use it. I don't know if you're supposed to use it this way, but I'm going to start the branch right where that little triangle thing is, so that he looks like he's sitting on a branch. And then there's one that my daughter had something very rude to say about this, but I like it. So I'm going to put it right here and use your imagination for what my daughter said about that. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, and like I said, I think I could leave this just like that, but I'm going to use the new Hydrangea Hue, and this is one of our magnetic, I think I showed this last time, where you just open it up and it goes back together. How awesome is that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Hydrangea Hue, and I'm just going to put a little bit, oops, it was supposed to be a little bit, but I put a lot. And I really love Hydrangea Hue with Night of Navy. I think it's a beautiful color. And I just wanted to kind of add that look to it. Okay, so I'm going to close the ink pad, get that out of the way. And that was just a small blending brush. I'm going to go ahead and color this in with a light shaded spruce blend. And then we'll do this one and just add in some of the green. So my color combo is actually Night of Navy, Hydrangea Hue, and then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the Golden Glow blend, and I'm really going to color in his face. This is the dark blend. And on my instructions, which you guys all will get once I get off the Zoom and can add them back for you. These are called, I can't remember what they're called. I had to look it up on Google. I think it was like eyelets. It was eye something, which I think is really a cool name for these. I love peacocks, but I had no idea that's what these were called. So I'm going to go back over a couple times to make them as dark as possible because I did some sponging. So it's very subtle, but you can see it pretty well in person. And then I'm going to take the Hydrangea Hue blend, and there's a name for this too, these little top feathers. I can't remember what they are. I did my blending a little bit too dark here, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and add this in and give it even more color. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Hydrangea Hue ink pad, open it up, oops, wrong side, and I'm going to just tap my acrylic block in there to pick up some ink. Man, I got to tell you, these new ink pads are so easy to use. And then because it's a peacock, I'm going to take my Wink of Stella. And last week I showed you the glimmer pens, and they're just too dark for me for this. If I had used the hydrangea hue glimmer pen, it would have been way too dark. So instead, I'm just pulling in the color. I hope I'm up high enough. I keep moving it up. And if you want your Peacock lighter, the easiest thing to do is just don't do the sponging around or do it a heck of a lot lighter, which is honestly what I should have done. And on the sample, you will see that my sponging was a lot lighter. And there we have it, my friends. We are done with this card other than assembling it. How simple is this? So I'm just going to add some glue. And we're going to put this onto the Golden Glow cardstock. I know I'm down too low. Let me move over. And it's weird what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it in the upper left corner. And then I'm going to make sure that it's all lined up, which it was until I moved it. Can you guys see the Wink of Stella on here? Can you see how pretty this is with the Wink of Stella? Oh, I love it. Okay, and then I'm just going to glue that. That's why I did the speckles all around this edge, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this in the upper left corner. Very simple card sketch. I'm not even putting anything on dimensionals, but I think the simple card sketch goes with the simplicity of this image. And there, my friends, we have the finished card. What do you think? It's awfully dark. Let me see if I can move my, oh, and now I just cut off my, yeah, okay. Oops. Have a great week, my friends. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. And if you have a chance, make a card, write inside the card, and send it to somebody who might need a little cheering up, because we all do every now and then, right? Talk to you later, my friends. See you later. Bye.